Truth, justice, and the American way. I believe those are the words uttered by Superman when asking what he stood for in the early comics and in the Christopher Reeve films. And although the American way has changed in a number of different fashions over the last almost 300 years that the country has been in existence, I will say this, that there are plenty of different ways that we can honor our nation and definitely honor its troops. And there are also different ways that our troops and veterans honor us. One of the ways that I believe that veterans have honored us in some pretty amazing ways is creating something for people to enjoy. There have been a number of cigar companies and manufacturers that are veteran owned, and they have produced some incredible cigars for people to enjoy, and the company that I'm going to be smoking from is no exception. I'm going to be smoking and reviewing the Founders Roosevelt Maduro Churchill. So without any further ado, cue that music. What's up, guys? You're watching Dad Smoking Cigars, sponsored by StokeyLives.com, Cigar Social Media, and of course, Casa Cuevas Cigars. From our Casa to yours, thank you guys for checking out another Friday video. I'm back doing a review, first one in a long time. I've reviewed a bunch of cigars recently, Benavides, of course, and as you guys know, I announced on the Instagram I'm in the works of being a rep for Benavides Cigars, and goodness knows there's probably a few more of their cigars I could review, but I also wanted to give attention to other brands. The brand I'm going to be reviewing today is one you might be familiar with if you are familiar with my friend Cigar Show Tim Long, and that of course is Founder Cigars. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, Founder Cigars is a veteran-owned cigar company, and it pretty much got started in the midst of the initial months of the pandemic. Just a bunch of friends getting together, smoking cigars, and it was during those times together that the inspiration struck to create a cigar brand that not only had an inspiration of, history and our nation and our veterans and all of that, but it was the objective obviously was to create some quality cigars. Now, this isn't the first Founders that I've actually tried. I have tried two other Founder cigars. One was the Dual Wrap and the other one was the Habano. Both were very good, though I will say the Habano was excellent, and I'm definitely excited to be smoking this this Maduro, the Roosevelt Maduro. As you can see, it has the silhouette of Theodore Roosevelt on the band, and yeah, it's a nice long Churchill, so this seems like it's going to be just a nice long leisurely smoke, and I'm excited. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and give you my initial thoughts. Cold draw, a little bit of a tight draw, which is interesting for such a thin cigar. It doesn't have a very big ring gauge. I think the ring gauge is only 46. It's a 7-inch cigar, 46 ring gauge, but it appears to be packed a little bit on the tighter side. I feel it loosening up just a little bit. On this cigar, we got an Ecuadorian Maduro wrapper, a Ecuadorian binder, and a Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers. So it's a blend that sounds delicious. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking and get going. I honestly love this lighter. It's badass. Thank you to my friends at Drew Estate for sending this to me, among other swag. It's one of my favorite accessories, honestly, and the people I've shown it to, they think it's awesome, so thank you again. Very chocolatey, bready notes immediately after those first puffs, like right away. There wasn't any messing around right there. It is very distinct and clear. There's nothing muddled or even really all that subtle or hidden there. It is just bready, chocolatey goodness from the first puffs. Retrohale opens it up pretty nice. Ooh, more bread, lots more bread, really good bread. Be pairing this with a Monkey Shoulder blended scotch, so I'm going to take a puff and then a sip. That doesn't pair too bad. Actually, it pairs quite well, so I think I chose my drink wisely tonight while having this very nice, rich cigar. Draw is still a little tight. I'm having to work a little bit to get the smoke output that I like, because you guys know Smoke output is a big deal to me. I like to have really good smoke output, nice, thick, rich smoke, because otherwise I feel like it's just kind of a weak cigar. But I don't believe this to be a weak cigar at all. Just with the tightness of the draw, I'm not able to get as much smoke as I like without having to work for it a little bit. Also, to be fair, I not only have the fan drawing air out of my studio, but I have a desk fan over there kind of blowing air up and around and trying to circulate here, because it's hot as balls here in Southern California. And so I'm just trying to keep this place cool, because I already got a big enough forehead and it shines most of the time. I really don't feel like having a nice sweaty sheen across my forehead. So maybe that's why the smoke doesn't look as pronounced as it should. Been a while since I smoked a Churchill. I forgot how long these things tend to be, and I was watching a show the other day that had a depiction of Winston Churchill in it, and he liked, I mean, obviously that's why they named the cigar the Churchill, the Vitola the Churchill, because he liked the long cigars. He liked ones that he could take his time smoking. So yeah, this is a nice long stick, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the hell out of it for as long as it takes to smoke it. Hopefully not too long, because I usually try to squeeze in one more cigar after I'm done with my review, you know, because why not? I really don't need an excuse for that. Alright guys, well, I've given you some of my first impressions, including some of the slight issue I'm having with the tightness of the draw, not getting as much smoke as I like, but the flavor's on point. Nice chocolatey bready notes, hint of kind of woodiness, earthiness already right off the bat that I'm getting in the aftertaste on the back of my palate. So far, so good. I'm just going to kick back, relax, and enjoy the cigar while watching a Tom Hanks movie, because, I mean, well, why not? I mean, again, why not? I don't need any reasons. Don't judge me. What? Anyway. Tastes like freedom. Tastes like freedom. America. All jokes aside, this blend is a very tasty blend. It is one of the smoother Maduros that I've had in recent memory. And the flavor just is spot on in a way that I can't really put into words at the moment, and I'm sure I'll find them. I usually do. But it has just got the aroma. I mean, thankfully I can smell the aroma, because when you're smoking a cigar, you can usually smell the aroma of somebody else's cigar sitting next to you. You can't always smell the aroma of your own cigar, but I'm getting the aroma just because of the fan blowing around and just the smell and everything like that. The aroma is just divine and heavenly and all other manner of, religious verbology. But it's good. It's really good. But I'm trying to find the words, just because it's nothing overtly complex, which I appreciate. Now, sometimes I do like a complex cigar that's just got like bang, pow, zip, zam, all that kind of stuff. Different things coming at you from different directions, all these different flavor notes, all these different profiles, all these different things happening. It's like a variety show in a cigar. A complex cigar can be that way. This is not at all complex, but it's beautiful in its simplicity, and that it has a very, very subtle sweetness. There's a little bit of chocolate, the breadiness, earthiness, slight hint of leather. I'm not getting really any kind of spice that I can tell, but it has a smoothness to it. And honestly, and I've described a couple of Maduros similarly. One of my favorite Maduros was the United Maduro, and I called that a dessert stick, and I think this is my new dessert cigar. This would be perfect after having a chocolate cream pie, or just something along those lines with, kind of a more chocolatey profile, or even like a cookie or something, some kind of ice cream. Afterwards, this would go good with like an after dinner coffee. But it's just got a subtly sweet richness to it. Woo! Retro Hell has a little bit of a kick. But man, it just opens that breadiness back up. chocolate, kind of like a chocolate croissant or something like that. Chocolate breakfast, bread, cake, pastry sort of thing. Again, coffee comes to mind. This would be a good morning cigar with coffee. This would be a good after dinner cigar with coffee. Either way, a nice dark cup of coffee, bold, would go well with this, because this is just like medium plus profile. Would go fantastic with coffee. Once again, pairs very nicely with my Monkey Shoulder blended scotch, which I have here in my Dad Smoking Cigars tumbler, keeping it nice and cold. So cheers. The last Founder cigar that I smoked was just a little over a week ago, and that was the Habano, the Douglas Habano, which I think is pretty cool because it's named after Frederick Douglass, who was an absolutely crucial part of the abolitionist movement, and a writer, speaker, very brilliant mind, and just a key figure in Black history. And I thought that was a pretty cool bit of just heritage that they placed on that cigar. I thought it was pretty incredible. But that cigar itself was just delicious. And this, I feel like the Maduro, it's not really comparable to the Habano, just because they're two different profiles. But I do just feel like that Founders is hitting it out of the park, and that the Habano was just delicious. It just had this wonderful spicy sweetness, and it was just, it was a very bold cigar, and it was just a delightful smoke. And the Roosevelt Maduro is no exception. And it's not really spicy, except on the retrohale you get a little bit of a kick, but it's just such a smooth and rich cigar, and I'm loving it. I really am. And it was having some performance issues in regards of draw and smoke output, but thankfully that's not an issue any longer. As you can see from that lovely smoke output, I'm not really having to work for it. The construction is excellent. It's had such a straight burn. I don't think I've had to correct it once. I think I've only had to relight it once because I let it sit. But that's honestly it. And it has some nice ash every little bit there. It doesn't fall off for a while. So the construction is definitely excellent, along with the flavor. So, I mean, so far so good is not really an accurate statement to say. It's just like, this cigar keeps on keeping on, and it's excellent. I have some of the admittedly, just thinking about it, some of the American standards in my head. The songs, the American standards, like our national anthem, and then of course there's America the Beautiful. America the Beautiful has a if I remember correctly, and I may remember the story incorrectly, obviously I was I was a baby, so I was very small, and my mom tells me of like something on the television playing where America the Beautiful was playing, and she said whenever she hears that, she thinks of me. But it's like, oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain. I remember when I was a kid hearing that, I was like, who's Amber and why is she waving with grain? Now I understand it, but it's kind of funny when you think of certain things from when you're a child and when you get older. But anyways, I think that's probably my favorite American standard, just because I used to sing it a lot in school, more than we sang the national anthem. We used to sing that a lot, and learning about early American history, kind of, just there's a sentimentality to it for me. And appreciating what these cigars represent, and the gentlemen who make them. Again, the company is veteran owned, and the cigars represent, American history, which, a lot of there's quite a bit of scattered, unfortunate bits of American history. So much war, so many things a part of our histories that were stained, and things that shouldn't have been, that happened, and they are a part of American history. Unfortunate parts, but they're still a part of American history nonetheless. And thinking about the country then, the country now, and just how a number of things have gotten better and a number of things obviously still need to improve. Every nation has to move forward. Every nation has to continue to advance, and unfortunately, I feel like sometimes, though, with progress, there's also the inevitable steps back. And I know I'm being open-ended, vague, ambiguous. I'm not really getting into anything specific because I don't want this video to turn into something political, but it's one of those things where just like I'm smoking a cigar that, you know, among the other cigars in the line, they're representing, you know, representing the America that people dreamed of, that we still have yet to completely see. And I really hope there comes a point, I, you know, still remain the optimist without trying to yield to any kind of naivety. I just try to be the optimist and hope that things change to the point where the many problems we see in front of us are problems that don't exist over time. You know, it's that hope that provides a comfort. Very much, you know, obviously in a much grander scale, but also like cigars provide a comfort. They can be an escape. They can be a comfort. They can be a reminder of the simple joys and pleasures of life. And getting back to the review for the Roosevelt Maduro from Founders Cigar Company, it is definitely that kind of cigar. That kind of cigar that helps you reminds you of the simple pleasures and joys, and provides those pleasures and joys just in its flavor and its construction and how it makes you feel the experience of the cigar. And it's not a cigar where I smoke it like a number of cigars that I smoke, including go-to. Sometimes you can kind of forget and get lost in just how the cigar tends to be for you, because, you know, it's a repeat performance of something that you know very well. There's certain cigars that perform excellent every single time, but sometimes you smoke them and you're not thinking about how they make you feel, or the experience of them, the flavor of it, etc., because you've kind of moved past that point. But it's also really important to remember those cigars and why they made you feel the way they did when you first smoked them. As you continue to smoke them, even though you may smoke them over and over again, they remain a favorite or regular cigar for a very important reason, and that was the relaxation, the luxury, the joy, the pleasure you got from smoking the cigar. I'm definitely getting a great amount of pleasure from smoking this Maduro. I would say probably Habano and Maduro. Habanos and Maduros are my favorite profiles. I smoke them the most often. I only smoke the odd Connecticut here and there, and other cigars, you know, with different types of blends and profiles here and there as well. But this has been a true pleasure to smoke, and I'm grateful once again to my friend Cigar Show Tim Long for giving me these cigars, and I am enjoying them. So thank you, Tim. Appreciate you passing them over to me. And to the gentleman at Founder Cigar Company, I really, really hope that you continue the good work, and that you continue to make cigars that remind us of, you know, the American dream that I think that the majority of us really want to see come to fruition. You know, once again, there's been wonderful times of prosperity and beautiful things going on in our country, but there's things going on in our country that need to change. There's things going on in our country that need to get better, and I am hoping and am reminded of that hope by smoking this cigar, that things continue to get better. We find a way to have the kind of America where, you know, love, joy, and all of those beautiful things are the song that we sing on a regular basis, and that is the theme that is most prevalent in our actions and in our everyday. So anyways, guys, that is it for this review for the Foundation Cigar Company Roosevelt Maduro Churchill. It was a pleasure smoking it, and I look forward to smoking it again, regardless of the Vitola. Excellent cigar, good flavor, great construction, and great cause behind it. Something I forgot to mention, in that Founder Cigar Company is all about a community for veterans, helping veterans and things like that. They're heavily involved in Cigars for Warriors. And if you're not familiar with Cigars for Warriors is a charity that helps get cigars to veterans while they're out and deployed and everything. And but they also help veterans in other ways through different financial means and whatnot, providing veterans with things that they need, not just cigars. Because even though cigars is a wonderful luxury and it kind of reminds people of home and hanging out and enjoying each other's company, Cigars for Warriors does even more than that. This company is definitely worth investing in, definitely worth giving your time, your money, and all of that. And it is so far as I have tried, their cigars are excellent, and I am grateful that I got an opportunity to try them. I'm going to leave some links in the description below for you to check out Founder Cigar Company and the other enterprises they're involved in. So please be sure to check them out, give them a follow, and give them your support by buying some of their cigars. Anyways, guys, this review has been a delight. It's been the first review I've done in quite a while. I have enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to give this video a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I put out a new video every week, sometimes 2 videos a week, and I appreciate your guys' support, and I really hope you will continue to check out the videos and follow me and help this channel to grow, because I love putting out cigar content. It is a blast for me, and I hope it is a blast for you. So anyways, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you for joining me once again, and as always, I will catch you in the next one.